Hey guys, so end of week recap. Wednesday did just deadlifts. I was helping another coach out, we're tweaking form, we're working on some things to help his clients out a bit more as well as help him reach his goals. So I worked up to 120 kilos. I did one warm-up set at 120 for about 7 reps. And then I went on to anywhere between 8 all the way up to, I think it was like highest reps, that was 15. I wasn't really counting the reps, I was just going with what felt well in my core and my abdominal region, because this was my last core intense workout, so where I was putting a bit more extra load on that core and having to use it in a more constructive manner for my lifts. So this all moved really well. I had no pain, nothing like that, so I came out of this session feeling a lot more confident in myself. Following that, we went on to bench the Thursday. I was doing the catch-up session with a friend. So I did my bench, feet up as I've been doing, trying to reduce that core and that leg drive and not having too much lock-in. So my back is flatter than normal. I'm not in the optimal position, so I am keeping it light. I did 4 or 5 sets on 100, really slow, just pause reps, anywhere between that 10 to 12 reps. And then I just did a bit of a fun set where I just put 120 kilos on, and then I did a quick set of 4 pauses. We had no strain throughout the abdominal region, so I was really happy with that. It was just pretty much all shoulder, chest, tricep drive. Though in saying that, it's not an optimal placement, and obviously I'm putting more load on that shoulder joint that I have had injured there. That's why I just did 1 set of that and left it. Didn't do too many reps, just went to what felt comfortable, and getting that practice in that load and that holding it throughout the rep and the endurance back. As you can see with it, I have a little bit of retraction and the tiniest bit of depression. So I try not to depress on the heavier sets, so I go for a bit of a narrower grip as I find I get a bit more mobility through that way, and I can touch my chest in a lot more comfortable manner than, let's say, the wider grip, which is going to cause me to retract and depress more to be situated in a better position where I'm spreading that load throughout the pec major going into my anterior deltoid a lot more. Now, in saying this still has its merits, as it's going to be training my triceps and other things that are going to help with my lockout, so it's going to help with a better basis overall versus just overloading and trying to go for a max weight at the moment, because I am focusing on just recovery and rehab all the way up until end of December before I start looking at going back into heavy anything. Friday was legs. So the main core of my workout was a lunge into leg extension, 8 sets. This killed me. So what I was doing was supersetting these two. I was having to have a bit of a thoracic round and roll my shoulders forward a bit because I didn't want to have too much extension through my abdominal region. Now, this can put undue strain on your back, but I was doing it only with 17.5 kilo dumbbells each hand, so there was no strain. And it was also allowing my core to have a bit of a rest and not tighten up too much. This allowed me to then, therefore, load my quads as I wanted to. Didn't have to do a squat movement per se, but I'm still getting strength and still getting more endurance back through it. So when I do eventually go into squatting again, I will be able to load this up a lot better and also be able to grow my strength at a lot more rapid rate than I was before. So a lot of these things I will be adding in. I'm going to be adding in snatch grip lunges into my next block once I start training heavy again, as that's going to carry over quite well for my squats. That'll be there for me to force to sit up straighter, and then supersetting into things like leg extensions on off days. Now, there will be a few things that I carry over, a few things that I don't. It's just going to depend on a variety of reasons and how I'm going to set up my sessions from here on. Now, after this, did some seated hamstring curls, calf raises, a little bit of arm accessories, some hip mobility work, just because I can't overly do too much, and a lot of leg exercises are quite core intensive, as you would know, same with like deadlifts, anything squats, sled pushes, carry events, anything like that. So I maxed out on what I was happy with to do for that day because I wanted it to be quite less core intensive, so I did the machines I could, then went on to some accessories for other body areas that didn't require too much core drive or core focus. So yeah, anyway, I will see you guys next week. I hope you're enjoying this series.